Welcome to Great Souls Remembered. I'm Mark. On this channel, we pay tribute to unforgettable lives that brought meaning, inspiration, and brilliance to the world. From beloved stars to cultural icons, their legacy still lives on. Join us as we remember their stories, honor their impact, and celebrate the memories they left behind. Chance Perdomo was a British-American actor whose talent quickly made him one of the most recognizable young performers of his generation. Born in 1996, he first gained attention with Killed by My Debt, earning a BAFTA Television Award nomination for his performance. He became widely loved as Ambrose Spellman in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, bringing charm, humor, and emotional depth to the character. He later reached an even larger audience as Andre Anderson in Gen V. Perdomo also appeared in the After film series, showing his ability to move between different genres and characters. His career was still developing when he died in 2024, at just 27. His sudden passing deeply affected fans, castmates, and colleagues. Though his time in the spotlight was brief, Perdomo left behind performances that continue to introduce his talent to new audiences. Dirk Kempthorne, the former Idaho governor, U.S. Senator, and U.S. Secretary of the Interior, dedicated decades to public service and died at 74. Born and raised with deep connections to Idaho, he became a respected political figure known for his steady leadership and commitment to the state. His career took him from Idaho's government to the U.S. Senate and eventually to a federal cabinet position, where his influence reached national issues. Idaho Governor Brad Little ordered flags across the state to be lowered in his honor, recognizing Kempthorne's lasting contribution to public life. His passing also came as the USS Idaho was being commissioned, a milestone he had strongly supported. The timing created a poignant connection between his legacy and the state he served. Kempthorne is remembered for his leadership, public spirit, and dedication to Idaho. Ephraim Winters was an American college basketball player, best remembered for his time with the Illinois Fighting Illini. Born in Chicago in 1963, he stood 6 feet 9 inches tall and played primarily as a power forward. His size, strength, and determination made him a valuable presence on the court. Winters attended Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. College Preparatory High School before continuing his basketball journey at the collegiate level. Teammates and coaches respected him for his discipline, work ethic, and team-first approach. His years with Illinois became the defining chapter of his basketball career, where he earned recognition for his contributions and athletic ability. Winters died in Aurora at the age of 61. The exact cause of death was not widely disclosed. He is remembered for his dedication to basketball and the lasting impression he made on those who followed his career. Bob Barker, born December 12, 1923, became one of television's most familiar and trusted personalities. He hosted The Price is Right from 1972 to 2007, helping make it a lasting part of American television after earlier success with Truth or Consequences. Raised partly on the Rosebud Indian Reservation, Barker later served in the U.S. Navy Reserve before beginning his broadcasting career in radio. Away from television, he became a passionate animal welfare advocate, supporting organizations dedicated to protecting animals. His famous sign-off, encouraging viewers to help control the pet population, became closely associated with his legacy. Barker retired after 5 decades in entertainment and died in 2023 at the age of 99 from natural causes. He is remembered for his warmth, longevity, and influence both on television and in animal advocacy. Keith Mitchell, the former college and NFL linebacker, died on July 2, 2026, at the age of 51. His cause of death was not publicly announced. Mitchell became known during his college career at Texas A&M, where he was part of the celebrated Wrecking Crew defense and earned MVP honors following the team's 1995 Alamo Bowl victory. He later reached the NFL, playing linebacker for the New Orleans Saints and earning a Pro Bowl selection in 2001. After his football career, Mitchell took his experience in a different direction, becoming an author, wellness coach, and yoga instructor. That chapter reflected another side of his personality, focused on health, balance, and personal growth. Mitchell's journey extended far beyond the football field, leaving behind a legacy shaped by athletic achievement, reinvention, and his commitment to helping others. Jennifer Aniston has spent more than 3 decades living in a place most people could never imagine, permanently beneath the gaze of the public. To millions, she remains Rachel Green, the unforgettable woman whose humor, vulnerability, and charm helped make Friends one of television's most enduring cultural landmarks. But behind that familiar smile is a woman whose life has been shaped by experiences far more complicated than celebrity suggests. Fame brought extraordinary opportunities, enormous wealth, and worldwide affection, yet it also demanded a price. Her childhood carried instability, family fractures, and painful criticism about appearance. Her relationships unfolded beneath relentless scrutiny, and her private hopes for motherhood became the subject of speculation she never invited. Through all of it, Aniston continued working, evolving, and protecting pieces of herself from a world determined to interpret them. At 56, the question is no longer whether she survived Hollywood. She clearly did. The deeper question is whether, after everything she endured, she has finally found a measure of peace on her own terms. The family behind her. Jennifer Joanna Aniston was born on February 11, 1969, in Sherman Oaks, Los Angeles, into a family where acting was already part of everyday life. Her father, John Aniston, was a Greek-born actor who became widely recognized for his television work, while her mother, Nancy Dow, was also an actress. Her family connections included 2 half-brothers, John Melleck and Alex Aniston, and actor Telly Savalas as her godfather. From the outside, the environment looked almost perfectly designed for a future Hollywood career. Yet fame surrounding a child does not necessarily create security within a home. Her parents separated when she was young, and by around 9, their marriage had ended. Her father's departure from everyday family life created an emotional absence that remained meaningful long after Jennifer became an adult. Her relationship with her mother was also complicated. Dow's comments about appearance and weight affected Jennifer deeply, contributing to insecurities that would later collide with an industry obsessed with physical perfection. The family's public conflicts eventually became even more painful when private disagreements entered the media, teaching Jennifer early that personal wounds could become entertainment for strangers. Finding refuge. Before Jennifer Aniston became a television icon, acting served a much more personal purpose. It offered somewhere to go when reality felt unstable. As a child, she became interested in performance and storytelling, finding comfort in imagined worlds where she could control the circumstances around her. Her education at the Waldorf School encouraged creativity, and later, at New York's Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts, that interest became more disciplined. Acting demanded that she step forward, even when confidence was uncertain. She studied under acting teacher Anthony Abison, and gradually learned that performance was not simply about pretending to be someone else. It required emotional exposure. It required allowing vulnerability to become visible. That lesson would later become central to her career. Jennifer's adolescence was not a smooth march toward stardom. She still carried the desire to belong, the uncertainty of a young woman trying to understand where she fit, and the pressure of knowing that success was never guaranteed. But the stage gave her structure. It gave her a language for emotions that were difficult to express directly. In time, that language would become the foundation of a career watched by billions. The years nobody saw graduating in 1987 did not immediately transform Jennifer Aniston into a working actress. The years that followed were filled with the kind of struggle that rarely appears in celebrity biographies. She took jobs that had little to do with Hollywood glamour, including telemarketing and waitressing, while continuing to pursue auditions. She worked simply to remain financially afloat while trying to build a career that seemed increasingly uncertain. Early television appearances came and went. Projects such as Malloy, Ferris Bueller, Camp Cucamonga, The Edge, and Muddling Through did not provide the stability she needed. Some disappeared quickly, others failed to establish her as a recognizable performer. There were moments when she questioned whether acting was really her future. The persistence became exhausting, yet she continued auditioning. A chance encounter involving NBC executive Warren Littlefield reportedly gave her encouragement at a moment when she desperately needed it. The message was simple: keep going. That period mattered because it revealed something that would later become almost invisible beneath her success. Jennifer Aniston did not arrive in Hollywood through effortless privilege. She spent years learning how to withstand rejection before the world ever learned her name. Becoming Rachel Green. In 1994, everything changed. Jennifer Aniston auditioned for Friends, originally preparing to play Monica Geller. Instead, the producers recognized something in her that belonged to another character, Rachel Green. From the beginning, Jennifer brought Rachel an unusual mixture of humor, vulnerability, confidence, insecurity, and warmth. Audiences responded immediately. When Friends became a global phenomenon, Rachel stopped being merely a television character. She became part of popular culture. Her hairstyles were copied, her clothes became influential, and her romantic relationship with Ross became one of television's defining storylines. For 10 years, Jennifer entered millions of homes every week. The success was extraordinary, but so was the pressure. She was no longer simply an actress trying to build a career. She was now one of the most recognizable women on the planet. Her appearance became news. Her clothes became headlines. Her hair could inspire trends across continents. By the final seasons, her reported salary had reached roughly $1 million per episode, placing her among television's highest-paid performers. Awards followed, including an Emmy, Golden Globe, and Screen Actors Guild Award. Yet enormous success also meant that Jennifer had to constantly negotiate the distance between herself and the image audiences believed they knew. Breaking away, Jennifer understood that remaining Rachel Green forever could become both a blessing and a trap. Instead of allowing Friends to define the limits of her career, she deliberately explored characters that challenged the polished image surrounding her. The Good Girl offered a darker, more restrained performance that showed audiences another side of her abilities. Bruce Almighty demonstrated that she could succeed in major commercial productions without losing her emotional connection with viewers. Then came films such as The Breakup, Marley and Me, Horrible Bosses, and We're the Millers. Each project expanded the range people associated with her. Marley and Me became especially successful, combining humor with emotional devastation and proving how effectively Aniston could anchor a story that demanded genuine vulnerability. She was no longer simply the sitcom actress from Friends. She had become a dependable film performer with the ability to move between romance, comedy, drama, and darker material. Yet the most important change was internal. She began treating her career less as an obligation to satisfy expectations and more as a space in which she could make deliberate choices. The woman who had once feared doors closing was learning that adulthood meant deciding which doors deserved to remain open. The Golden Couple. In the late 1990s, Jennifer's private life became another chapter of public fascination when she began dating Brad Pitt. Their relationship quickly captured enormous attention. Pitt was already one of Hollywood's most prominent leading men, and Aniston was at the height of Friends. Together, they became one of the entertainment industry's most celebrated couples. Their relationship reportedly began after a blind date arranged by friends, and what attracted Jennifer was not spectacle but a sense of ease. Their connection appeared grounded despite the extraordinary fame surrounding them. When Pitt proposed in 1999, public fascination intensified. Their 2000 wedding became a major cultural event, and the couple seemed to embody an idealized version of Hollywood romance. But fame rarely permits a famous relationship to remain entirely private. Every appearance, rumor, photograph, and interaction became material for speculation. Their marriage eventually ended, and the separation became one of the most intensely covered celebrity stories of the era. For Jennifer, the experience was not simply a breakup. It was grief experienced under observation. Instead of being allowed to process the end privately, she was expected to explain it publicly, while headlines repeatedly transformed pain into narrative. A private wound. The end of her marriage was followed by years in which Jennifer's personal life remained under extraordinary scrutiny. Her relationships were analyzed, her appearance discussed, and her decisions repeatedly treated as clues to a private story the public felt entitled to understand. Nowhere was that pressure more painful than around motherhood. For years, speculation surrounded whether she would become a mother, why she had not, and whether relationships had succeeded or failed because of it. The assumptions became so persistent that they eventually forced Jennifer to speak publicly about experiences she had desperately wanted to keep private. She later revealed that she had undergone years of fertility treatments and IVF while trying to become pregnant. Those revelations transformed the public understanding of a subject that had previously been reduced to gossip. What looked from the outside like a simple personal choice had actually involved years of emotional and physical difficulty. The experience also demonstrated how cruel celebrity narratives can become when strangers believe they understand another person's life. Jennifer did not owe the public a child, an explanation, or a particular version of womanhood. Her decision to speak eventually became less about defending herself and more about reclaiming the truth from years of speculation, reclaiming her voice. By the time Jennifer Aniston returned to television in 2019 with The Morning Show, she was no longer the young actress who had entered the Friends set hoping simply to prove herself. She had become an established performer with decades of experience navigating fame. More importantly, she stepped into the project not only as an actress, but also as an executive producer. The series allowed her to explore stories involving power, workplace culture, ambition, media, and the consequences of silence. Her performance earned major recognition, including Emmy and Golden Globe nominations. The significance went beyond awards. Jennifer was now exercising creative authority rather than merely responding to opportunities handed to her. Projects such as Dumplin', The Friends Reunion, and later streaming work showed that she could revisit familiar territory without becoming trapped by nostalgia. The 2021 Friends Reunion was especially emotional because it allowed the original cast to reflect on a period that had defined their lives. Yet Jennifer did not appear interested in simply recreating the past. She had already spent years proving that her identity was larger than Rachel Green. Her career had evolved from performing for an audience to deciding what stories deserved her voice, protecting what matters. The older Jennifer Aniston becomes, the clearer her boundaries appear. She has learned that privacy is not rejection, it is protection. After decades of having her relationships, body, age, appearance, and reproductive choices discussed publicly, maintaining a private center became an act of self-preservation. That does not mean she has withdrawn from people. On the contrary, she has remained known for warmth, humor, generosity, and loyalty toward those close to her. But she has become more selective about what belongs to the world and what belongs only to herself. This distinction is especially important because celebrity culture often treats access as a right. Jennifer's experience demonstrates the opposite. The fact that someone is famous does not mean every part of their life is public property. Her endurance has therefore become less about tolerating everything and more about choosing what deserves her energy. She can laugh publicly while keeping private pain private. She can discuss difficult experiences without surrendering every detail. She can acknowledge heartbreak without allowing heartbreak to become her identity. In that sense, her greatest transformation may not be professional at all. It may be the quiet confidence of a woman who finally understands that protecting herself is not selfish. What peace means. So has Jennifer Aniston found peace? Perhaps the answer is more complicated than a simple yes or no. Peace does not necessarily mean that every wound has disappeared or that life has unfolded according to the plans she once imagined. It can mean reaching a point where those unanswered questions no longer control the direction of your life. Jennifer has experienced family fractures, career uncertainty, overwhelming fame, public heartbreak, and deeply personal struggles around motherhood. Yet none of those experiences ultimately prevented her from continuing to build. She kept working, she kept laughing, she kept choosing new roles. She created a career that extended far beyond the character who made her famous. At 56, she no longer needs to prove that she belongs in Hollywood. Her legacy is already secure. The more interesting question is what she does with the freedom that comes after proving yourself. Perhaps peace for Jennifer is not a perfect ending. Perhaps it is simply the ability to wake up without needing the world to validate the life she has chosen. It is the quiet knowledge that she is more than Rachel, more than a marriage, more than motherhood, more than beauty, and more than the headlines written about her. The woman who remained Jennifer Aniston's story ultimately reaches beyond celebrity. It is about endurance without bitterness and success without surrendering identity. The world first embraced her because Rachel Green made people laugh, cry, and feel understood. But decades later, what remains compelling is the woman who existed beneath that character. She entered adulthood carrying uncertainty and emerged as someone capable of standing in the center of extraordinary attention without allowing it to completely define her. She endured rejection before success, public scrutiny after success, and private pain that success could never solve. Yet she continued to choose humor, work, friendship, and independence. That may be the most meaningful part of her legacy, not the awards, the box office numbers, the fashion moments, or the enormous salary from friends, but the fact that she kept moving forward when the world repeatedly tried to reduce her to a single story. Jennifer Aniston does not need her life to look perfect to make it meaningful. Perhaps that is why her connection with audiences has lasted so long. Behind the famous smile is someone who learned that survival is not about avoiding broken pieces. It is about walking carefully through them and still deciding that life is worth moving toward.